Just as I suspected, it's going to be a pain getting out of here for sure. Good morning and welcome back to the channel, my co-pilots. So unfortunately today is not going to be a car related video. We're going to talk about immigrations and we're going to talk about employment, because I've been getting a couple of comments asking what I do for a living. I've seen comments saying how does one move to Japan, etc. So we are going to talk about that today. The first order of business is we are going to head to the base because we need to open a mailbox and I need to send some more late Christmas presents off to a friend of mine's JDM space. Yes, yet again. And I missed my turn. Damn. So I found this at the store the other day and I'm gonna send it over to my man's. He runs a YouTube channel called Pure Function. So if you guys don't know who Ryan is, go over and check his channel out. It's pretty dope and he has a lot of useful information, especially if you're in the market for an 80 Supra. First, I want to give you guys a disclaimer that what you see on my channel and my documentation of how I came here and how I've done things, I do not condone in the least bit. The reason why is because the amount of risks and decisions that I've made to come here are pretty dumb for a normal person. Not that I'm calling any of you guys dumb or anything, but a normal person under normal circumstances should not try to come here the same way that I did. The purpose of this is just to document my own journey, but I can give you guys advice on how to do things the right way. So the first thing to get out of the way is, guys, do not just come here like how I did. The only reason I came here is because I have family here. Don't just come here and leap and try to find a job and try to make things work, because it won't. I did that when I was 19 and it didn't work for me then, and I ended up living outside for about 2 weeks. I was homeless, walking around, a 19-year-old kid on the streets of Okinawa. Don't try that approach at all. If you guys want to come here and live, then the easiest way to do that is you need to find some kind of employment that will sponsor you and allow you to stay in the country and work under them. Personally, I can't speak on any other ways to do it as far as working on the Japanese economy, because I've never worked a regular job on the economy. I've always came here and I've always worked for the government on the basis. Okay, so if you live in any other country besides the US, and if you're a non-US citizen, this video is not going to be helpful for you even remotely, and I do apologize, but this is just how I've come to stay here over the past, see, when did I come here and stay? I came in 2013 and I left in 2018, and now I'm back as of 2020. So that's how I came, is I was working for the bases and for the government. So that's not an option for non-US citizens, unfortunately. Like, there's a little bit of gray area for spouses and of course the local nationals here. But if you live in any other country besides the States and you want to apply for a government job, it's not going to happen, because that's a condition of employment. It can be very, very helpful about government jobs, because that's all I've done since I've been here is human resources. So I know quite a bit as far as the non-appropriated side and the GS side, and how to get in on each one, and what they look for and what they don't look for, preferences and so on and so forth, and the whole 9 yards. So the first thing you'll want to do is go on USA Jobs and create a profile. One thing to remember about government employment is persistence is key. You have to be very persistent. You can't get frustrated and you can't give up applying. Apply for everything that you know that you qualify for, and it's even harder to get selected in Japan because there aren't very many openings here. I think on average there may be about 220 openings here, and a lot of them are non-appropriated funds and don't really pay that well. So your best bet is to go GS. But the thing about GS employment is, if you land a GS job, you have a 36-month tour here in Japan with the option to extend up to 60 months. So a maximum of 5 years before you have to go back to the States. Whereas non-appropriated funds, you're here and you can stay as long as you want to, as long as you weren't selected from the U.S. and brought over here on a transportation agreement in the career programs. Then you would still be under the 5-year limitation. But so once you set up your USA Jobs account and you post your resume on there, a lot of the times it helps to have a preference. I'm not saying it's impossible to get selected with a non-preference, but preferences help. For example, me, I'm a veteran. I was in the Army and I was medically retired. And because of that, I use my disabled vet preference to climb up the ladder of being able to be hired quickly over other individuals. For don't have a preference, that's okay. It'll take a little bit more persistence, but you can definitely still get picked up. Okay, so we covered setting up your USA Jobs account. We covered preferences. Talk about the actual applying part. So when you go through USA Jobs and you apply for a position, it automatically links you to the USA Staffing, and that's pretty much where the HR representatives will rate you based on your qualifications and put together a list of candidates that are qualified, and they will send that list to the, I'm sorry guys, these people, jeez. So they'll send that list to the hiring manager, and then which the hiring manager will make a selection on who they want to interview. And then you'll be called for an interview. Once you get your interview, 99.9% of the time it is a phone interview, especially. So guys, we are pulling up to the gate, and unfortunately I can't take you guys with me in here. You can't film on the base whatsoever because of reasons. You can't film on any military installations here. So I will get with you guys as soon as I handle what I need to handle. Oh, Mark II 100. See what I mean? Anyways, I will get with you guys as soon as I handle all of my business here on the installation. Lunchtime, guys. So I'm finna kill this. They had a little truck up there selling these yakitori sticks, and it was only 12 bucks for 10 skewers. I'm finna kill this. This one is shio, or salt, and then this one is the yakitori sauce. So we'll see how good they are. They look extremely good, and I need the protein, so this works out perfectly. Okay guys, so you got your interview scheduled, and they call you and you do the interview and you're waiting for the results. This is the longest part. Times out of 10, if you don't hear anything back within 3 weeks to a month, then just assume that you weren't selected. And don't stand by like hoping and praying either. Keep applying for different shakiness. This road is not the best. Ooh, a Family Mart, we're going in here. Time with these government jobs, it's always a panel of members that are going to interview you. Ooh, yes, we definitely need to go in this place for sure. So the panel can consist of 3 to 6 members that are there, and every person in the panel has a different position. Sometimes one might just be a co-worker if you're selected. It's always the hiring manager though. The supervisor is always in the panel. They may have somebody from HR there as well, but there's always multiple people in an interview. I've never done a government interview to where it's just one person. We are looking for food. So we're gonna get our green tea. Getting our CC lemon. Oh man, I love those too. Those have the, man, those are like energy drinks. I love those. All the different ice creams. It's a little too cold. Family Mart has absolutely everything. It's like a little grocery store in here. We need to find lunch though. I'm starving. Kinda want one of these rice balls, but I might get that salmon one. These burritos are good as hell. I love these. And we have our hot drinks there in the corner. Up there, that's where the magic is. That's where the chicken is. Alright, once again, I went overboard in Family Mart, but that's alright because I'm starving and I don't give a damn. ETC カードが挿入されていません。ドライブレコーダーを起動いたしました。安全運転をお願いします。A very short time for recruitment for the government. It really is. It's a very short time for recruitment because on average it takes longer than that. It can take up to 6 months. If you've never had a security clearance before, we're definitely going to take 6 months to maybe... No, it wouldn't take a year because once you do your background investigation, you can work while your background investigation is processing, but if anything comes back or there's anything negative on it, they can separate you. So it can definitely take up to half a year just to get into the government. That's after you're selected. Now, you've had your interview, you're waiting, you hear back within a 3-week span that you've been selected, you get your tentative offer, you do your onboarding process, and you wait and wait and wait and wait until they finally give you your firm offer and your start date. Then you're good to go. If you're stateside and you're on a transportation agreement, then they will pay for your trip. They'll pay for your move. They'll fly you over here. So we talked about getting hired from the U.S. on a transportation agreement. Now let's talk about local hires. So local hires, in a nutshell, is basically what it sounds like. You're already here in Japan and you just get picked up by the government. But in order for this route to work, you have to have residents here in the country already. This is the route that actually I'm taking. Idiotic because you can't have residents here in the country at the same time as SOFA, but you have to have residents in order to get a SOFA job. So you go through all that garbage process to get residents and then have to turn around and give it right back up for SOFA status. It's so stupid and makes no sense. One that we're going to talk about is getting hired from the States, but then no transportation agreement, which means that you are solely responsible for getting here to your job, finding a place, and getting on your feet. That is a huge responsibility to take on. I mean, people do it, and I would have done it myself, but I always tend to have family, friends, something like that in the area that makes life a lot easier. So the only thing I can tell you guys with that one is network as much as you can. You know, try to make local national friends here or friends who already live here so they can give you as much information as they can and maybe help you along the way to make that transition a lot smoother and a lot easier for you. So guys, I'm pointing the camera towards the road because I figured you guys want to see Japan scenery more than my ugly mug. So if I don't point the camera on me, then my bad. I mean, that's just what it is. I'm pretty sure this interests you guys more. So, but yeah, I really know how to stay here. I can't speak on any of the other ways because I haven't done it. I haven't worked for like those teaching companies speaking the schools on the JET program and whatnot. I've never done any of that, so I can't really speak on those situations. I have friends that are English teachers, but because I haven't personally done it myself, I can't really speak on the situation. You know what I mean? I don't want to give out any bad info, you know. So yeah, I apologize guys for there not being much action in this video, and it's just me behind the camera talking and you guys are along for the ride. But I just wanted to give it an informative video to those who are out there asking the question about employment here and how does one get here. So with that being said, you guys take care, stay safe, sane, and healthy, and I will catch you guys in the next one.